Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. It is David Interheaven, and in this video I'm going to be making my prediction for the Miami Hurricanes for the next college football season that will resume in September of this year. Now Miami, they had I would say a very bad year for them. Considering they had more than 5 losses, and when it came to the bowl game they got absolutely destroyed by Wisconsin. I say it's a pretty bad year for Miami. I mean, when it comes to the draft, they're really not going to lose that many. They're not going to really lose any players in the NFL draft because they lost some of their players the year before. But when it comes to this past season, it just was a Miami season. They had a whole bunch of problems with their quarterback situation, and I think one of their players had to fully retire because of an injury he took. I forgot the name of the player. Should research this, but I did my research on their schedule for the 2019-2020 college football seasons. And so I'm going to go through each matchup and tell you why I think they're either going to win this match or whether they're going to lose this match. The first game of the season, funny enough, is against Florida, my team. Now, everybody's going to say I'm favoritism, but if you look at Florida's team is a whole lot better than Miami. Even though Miami just got a new quarterback that's coming into the team, and hopefully that will help them because that may solve their quarterback issue right now. But when it comes to the first game of the season, the Florida game that's going to be played in Orlando, they're going to take the loss, and Florida will probably dominate Miami. I'm sorry, Miami fans, but Florida's going to probably dominate Miami in the first game of the season. Yes, I know we're losing a lot of our Florida's losing a lot of offensive linemen, but we're still going to have our quarterback. We're still going to have 2 good running backs, so we're going to dominate this Miami team and this Miami defense. Who I'm not even going to say. Next game, second game of the season, they face North Carolina. And this one had a real tough time because North Carolina is a very decent team in the ACC. But in the end, I decided that North Carolina is not. I don't know if North Carolina is really losing any players to the draft. So I'm sorry, Miami fans, but I'm gonna have to give you the loss on this one. And I just don't know why. I just feel like North Carolina is a decent team that's kept I think most of their options as far as I know. And if they've lost anybody to the draft, that's my fault for not knowing. But yeah, I think North Carolina will definitely beat Miami. So that's 2 straight losses for Miami. But then they play Bethune-Cookman, and based off of that team, you guys would probably hate me if I said this, but I don't think Miami. There's no chance Miami loses this game. There's no chance Miami loses this game. So Miami's going to win that game. That's going to be their first win of the season. Next they play, by the way, the North Carolina game is at North Carolina. The Bethune-Cookman game is at home. In fact, after the Bethune-Cookman game, they have 4 straight home matches. The next one's against Central Michigan, which is going to be another win game past that. Now the next 3 are 3 ones I cannot tell if they're going to win, but I have it this way. The first one is Virginia Tech. The reason I had Miami ahead of Virginia Tech in this one is because the only reason I had this is because Miami had a better record than Virginia Tech this past season. And I don't know who's going to win this game. This game is probably going to be a close one like most of the ACC championship games, ACC games are, not championship games, ACC games are. So I gave Miami the win just because they were ahead of Virginia Tech in the standings. Now this next team, they were not ahead of, they were not ahead of. It's Virginia. They play both Virginia Tech and Virginia at home. That's lucky. You get both the Virginia teams coming to your team. But I gave Virginia the win just because I feel like I don't know why I gave Virginia. Oh, I gave Miami the win. Sorry, I gave Miami the win. I don't know why I gave Miami the win. I just felt like Miami is going to pull it through. They'd be on a 3-game winning streak, so they would just be on a hot streak, and I feel like they would beat Virginia. But the next one I had is at home against Georgia Tech, and I had this one as a loss for the Miami Hurricanes. Georgia Tech was probably one of the best teams in Miami's division in the ACC. And again, that's the only reason I have them there. So moving on, that's a loss from Georgia Tech right now. So that's Miami's third loss in the season. They would have 4 wins right now, 3 losses. The next game they play is Pittsburgh. They absolutely destroyed Pittsburgh this past season. I don't see anything changing from there. I see Miami winning this game against Pittsburgh to make it 5 wins and 4 losses. The next one they play is the Pittsburgh game would be at Pittsburgh. The next game they would play is at Florida State. Florida State beat them this past season. I don't see that changing. Florida State's going to get better. Florida State had a horrible season. They're going to get better. And Miami doesn't typically do good against Florida State. So that's going to be another loss from Miami. The next game after Florida State, they play Louisville at home. Louisville's a terrible team right now. And I don't see anything changing. I think Miami's going to beat Louisville easily. The next 2 games are both away. They play FIU at FIU. FIU's not on the same level as Miami. Their football team's not on the same level as Miami. Easy win for Miami. Straight done. And then Duke. Away at Duke. Duke is losing their quarterback to the NFL draft. So, since they're losing their quarterback to the NFL draft, I have Miami getting the win. But overall, Miami's final record for the season, my prediction, is going to be 8-4, which means they would be getting a bowl game, but they would not be getting a playoff game. Just because of these losses against Florida, I think North Carolina, Georgia Tech, and Florida State would not be too much. I mean, they do have a chance to be in Georgia Tech and Florida State and North Carolina, but the game I just don't see anything happening in is the first game of the season against Florida. You guys may have different opinions. You guys may not have different opinions. So tell me, guys, in the comments down below, what do you think the University of Miami Hurricanes record will be in the coming 2019 season? And if you want to see a Florida State prediction video, please do smash the like button. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.